So what I'm doing now is I'm concentrating on the upper surface because I've got to make this as bright as possible. Now phthalo blue, for some reason, doesn't particularly like having a lot of white mixed with it. And I don't know why this should be. So I'm touching in the upper part, which of course has got to be lighter than the lower part. Because in a minute I'm going to work on that highlight. Because really should be the definitive top coat. It's been quite a battle, this one, trying to get it right, but I'm quite pleased with it. So that is more or less the blue, but I did like that deep phthalo blue up there. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to have that. So it's quite there. Now it seems to be melding in quite well. So although it's been a bit laborious, I am going to get the effect I want. I really am going to treat myself to a new set of brushes. Some of these are probably about, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are probably about 30 years old at least. And of course, acrylic paint is very cruel to any material it gets in contact with. So it does murder brushes. You can obviously husband your resources a bit. Now I'm going to work on that highlight because it's got to be curved. And just to cross-reference it, I'm just going to spot in a bit here. There. And then I'm going to do that yellow. It's in a way this is getting, that's medium. I just haven't got, I need a cadmium yellow light. I don't seem to have one. Let's have a look. No, I've got just medium. I must stock up. I do like the yellow, so I must stock up on it.
So what are you using now then?
I'm using cadmium yellow medium, which is punchy, but I've got to get the feeling of the light.
Put it down there and I can...
That's cadmium yellow medium. And it gets its own little bit of white, because I can already see, look, that's beginning to come up. Just beginning. So let's see how we get on now. It's desperately trying to get, so here's my medium with quite a lot of white in it. Yes, you see, look, that is giving it just that edge. It takes so long to build some of this paint up. There, you see, look, that has got just enough edge on it. There, that will have some depth now. When I'm doing something like this, I think of that immortal phrase, it's like watching paint dry, because that's precisely what is going on here, isn't it? You know, if anyone is looking, they are watching blooming old paint dry. And there's probably better things to do. But when I'm painting a spaceship like this, I always have in mind the film work, because obviously over the years, all the different designs I've done for films, they were always designed so that the model maker could look at them and use them as a blueprint. And because this is such an interesting painting, and I don't really have any time constraints, it's very satisfying to get it right. I've had some paintings which came back after they'd been reproduced, and I always knew they weren't right. You see, look, that's beginning to get a bit crisp. I mean, hopefully, once we get that guy sorted, which is going to be a major job, in a way, this ship is the yardstick. It's going to set the scale of the piece. You see, look, that yellow is beginning to work. Yep, I think that's beginning to work. Very time consuming. Now then. But very satisfying when it looks right. Been a bit sloppy there. Let's tidy this up. Aye.
So you never feel tempted to learn how to do it on a computer and be so easy to change all these?
I can't face it, you know. Look, I love the brush and the feel of the paint. Look, I love doing this, squidgy, and pressing buttons and things. It just makes me yawn. I like the sheer feel of putting paint on. It's as simple as that, you know. Something terribly satisfying when you mix it and it goes on. And also, I hate these stupid electric flickering screens. You see, the beauty of painting like this is, as long as you've got enough light, that's all you need. You don't need any electricity at all. You could do this, you know, in a power cut if it was daylight. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's a bit risky, so I'm going to try it down here first. I want to make this whole swell have an effect.
Whole what?
The swell of the camouflage. I want it. So, but what I'm going to do is just, this is just a little highlighter, all right? I can't get them at the moment. If anyone knows where I can get these, I'd be very grateful. Because when this runs out, I've had it. Perhaps we can look on the internet for that. It's the micro collect that I want.
So why do you use that instead of the white paint?
Because it's instant. Look, and it's so strong. Look how strong it is. And I think it's exactly what we need to highlight the camouflage. You see, going back to my Dune ship, I didn't quite do that. What I'm annoyed about is those things do meld. I like the way it's slightly blurry. Ah, yeah, I like this. Look, this is, even if it's just up here, it will give a certain sharpness. And this is going to be the brightest bit of the painting. This is my Dune canvas. Yes, I like. You see, look, I think that's got a bit more vibrancy than where it doesn't have the lines, but also it's really good for just popping it a bit. I want the feel of slightly battered metal there. So look, in a minute I can go back over it, because sadly the Liquitex white is not particularly meaty. It lacks opacity. You have to put on coat after coat, which of course oil paint, the white, does have that opacity. There we go. There, you see? I think now it's getting a bit more oomph. There's that.